What's up guys, this is Danny from Rethink Peer-to-Peer Lending. Welcome back to another portfolio update on my channel. Today we will discuss the most important developments that have recently happened in my personal peer-to-peer portfolio, and I will also share with you why I have now decided to part ways with 3 additional peer-to-peer platforms. In August, I was able to generate 1,190 euros from my outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio. This corresponds to the 3rd best result of the year and the 6th consecutive month with a 4-digit income. A big contribution came in from Income Marketplace this month with 308 euros, which is now a new personal best record for me on the Estonian marketplace. The best overall performance in my peer-to-peer portfolio is now coming from Debitum with 15%, followed by Nectaro with 14.99% and Income Marketplace with 13.24%. In the previous month, there were a total of 5 new transactions in my peer-to-peer portfolio. On Afranga, I invested 5,000 euros in Loans by Stick Credit, which is now the 2nd new platform to join my portfolio this year. Initially, I started off with 3,000 euros, while another 2,000 euros have been deployed following the Stick Credit bonus campaign with up to 16%. In both cases, I chose terms of 24 months to lock up interest rates for a longer period, while also having an element of liquidity. After frequently withdrawing money from Nectaro in recent months, I have now invested 3,000 euros in loans from the Romanian credit prime lender as part of the August Accelerate campaign. My reward will be around 60 euro in bonus payments, which will be credited to me during September. On Crowdpear, there have been once again no loans matching my investment criteria last month. Accordingly, another 1,000 euro have been withdrawn, and I also made the decision to now exit the platform. On top, 300 euro have been withdrawn from InSoil Finance and another 150 euro from Twino. The value of my outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio increased to 142,757 euro in August. For the time being, I assume the portfolio value will remain in this range until the end of this year. Unlike previous portfolio updates, today I want to provide some additional insights as far as why I have decided to part ways with 3 additional platforms from my portfolio. When considering how I want to structure my portfolio in the future, there have been a number of different questions which cover aspects like strict exclusion criteria, minimum investment requirements, and diversification. In reality, the selection process is a lot more complex than this, which may serve as an additional video in the future. Overall, I came to 4 conclusions, which in turn led to the exit from 3 existing platforms in my portfolio. First, a return to more quality and less quantity. As a strong believer in a rather concentrated platform approach, my portfolio has actually become a bit too broad in recent years. This was partly due to the expansion of my overall portfolio, but also partly due to my interest in giving new platforms a chance. Either way, I want to try to minimize my active management effort a little bit, which is why I had to identify the weakest links in the chain. Second, to justify the active platform effort, the portfolio value per platform should be at least 10,000 euros. This threshold does not to be exceeded immediately, but the mark should be achievable in the long term. Third, I only want to invest with my legal entity in Estonia, which I have set up 3 years ago. In reality, this has already been a mandatory requirement for quite some time, but one that I have not consistently followed in the past. And fourth, minimizing my exposure to asset-backed loans. First, because the due diligence process on investor side is a lot harder compared to analyzing the sustainability of consumer lending companies. And second, crowdfunding platforms oftentimes struggle to perform proper risk management, including sufficient recovery performance of defaulted loans. And now let's take a look at some specific platforms that have to leave my portfolio. On InSoil Finance, the green loans product has now been stuck in the waiting loop for many years. The first carbon credits were supposed to be issued in the first quarter of 2024, but new circumstances keep on postponing the payout day for investors. Whether this is due to delays by the verification company Vera or because of the good Lord above, I honestly don't care anymore. At the end of the day, InSoil Finance promises a lot more than it actually delivers, and I doubt a platform can survive long term from this marketing approach alone. My overall performance after more than 2 years is at 9.3%, which is slightly too little for my personal expectations. On top of that comes the already mentioned issue of properly analyzing secured loans and the fact that I cannot imagine to manage a 5-figure portfolio on this platform. On Crowdpear, I have also been invested for more than 2 years now, while the return of close to 11% seems a lot more competitive. The main issues that I see with the Peerberry spin-off are twofold. On one side, the platform is struggling to provide sufficient loan volume even after 2.5 years of operations, while on the other side, the platform is already decreasing interest rates to a level where the return expectations don't match my long-term ambitions. In general, lower rates could lead to more competitiveness in the market and hence increase the loan supply on the platform. However, this doesn't seem to be the case on Crowdpear. As a result, my portfolio value has been constantly going down over the past year, with the targeted 10,000 euro mark moving increasingly out of reach. On top comes my personal issue with secured loans, although to be fair, Crowdpear seems to have its risk management a lot better under control compared to many other competitors. The third platform to leave my portfolio is Viainvest, which admittedly is the hardest one for me. On one side, because it's the longest standing platform in my current peer-to-peer portfolio, while on the other side, the platform was consistently delivering double-digit returns year after year. Unfortunately, Viainvest applies very strict requirements when it comes to onboarding legal entities, which applies for both the jurisdiction as well as the minimum invested amount. In comparison, I faced no difficulties when signing up with my legal entity on all the other Latvia-based peer-to-peer platforms. Personally, I was hoping the situation would eventually change, which is why I have kept a symbolic 2,000 euro investment on the platform to maintain my streak on Viainvest for the past 2 years. By now, I have come to terms with the fact that there will be probably no solution for this issue anytime soon. My positive verdict and opinion of Viainvest remains, of course, unaffected. Another realization for me has recently taken place on the loan originator level, since some time ago I revised my financial evaluation metrics and, based on that, tested both existing and many new loan originators. In this regard, there will also be a few small changes to my portfolio in the foreseeable future, but I will save that part for a separate video where I will go into more detail about my new system. Thanks a lot for watching this month's portfolio update. If you want to see more content of mine in the future, then please do me a favor and consider subscribing to this channel to not miss out on any future videos. Enjoy your weekend, and I hope to see you guys in the next video again. So long. Bye bye.